Hey, Drew, you killed this shit.
I get this right. What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Wildcard Mar, and I am excited because we are doing another interview. For those who saw the interview with the great Moses Ireton, hey, I had to talk to the guy that is putting everything together, the owner of Redemption Championship Rasslin, RCR. They got a dope event happening September 30th in Lenoir, North Carolina. Inauguration. I had to talk to him. He's the mastermind of all this. I guess he would be the brain to the Pinky and the Brainless operation. So anyway, let's bring him in, the one and only Jimmy Mellon. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. I appreciate you having me on today.
No doubt, no doubt. So before we get deep into our wrestling conversation, please give more details on inauguration going down September 30th for RCR. Go ahead, sir.
Man, inauguration September the 30th, Lenoir, North Carolina at the American Legion Hall. We got a huge card lined up. I mean, we're going to crown our first ever American heavyweight champion. We got Luka Daniels that's going to be on the card. He's been on WWE, AEW. He's actually been on an episode of Heels that's on Stars now. So
nice.
Man, we got a huge card. We're going to be doing a lot of things. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways. First 50 people through the door are going to get an limited edition RCR keychain with the special date. So it'll be commemorated, hopefully, for a long time to come.
Nice. It's nice. So kind of like how I asked Moses. So Jimmy, kind of give us the epitome of where you see RCR is going to be within the next few years.
Well, obviously, I want it to be the top promotion in North Carolina, that's for sure. But my whole goal behind RCR was this, man. The memories that I have going to wrestling with my dad, and I predate myself. Sorry, I got a cat here, but. I grew up in the Mid-Atlantic Territory days, so going down to the city park and being able to see guys like Wahoo McDaniels and Ric Flair and those guys, and leaving with those memories, and that's really what the goal is for RCR through the years to come, is that we keep an affordable product that people can come to with their families, and they can leave saying, you know what, I had a great time, I want to come back, and hopefully RCR is going to be around for a long time.
Hey man, I dig it. So kind of, let's dig into that. Your background in wrestling. How long have you been around wrestling? Been producing wrestling, booking wrestling? How long you been entrenched into this sport that we love, man?
So, man, my first cognitive memory of wrestling was at the age of 4 years old. Again, predating. Gene Anderson and Ole Anderson were smashing Ric Flair up in the cage, and I go hide behind the corner. I'm peeping around the corner. It had my interest. So cognitively, I've been a wrestling fan for 43 years, but I've been booking, promoting for the past 5 years. And, I said, hey, why not try to take this out on my own and use what I've learned through the 5 years. And I've learned a lot from a lot of great people. And I've surrounded myself with a lot of great people in RCR. So, we're not looking at this as just we're going to run a show, hope you come buy tickets. We're looking at this as a business and a venture that's going to be here for a while. We're going to make an impact, that's for sure.
That's what's up. So you definitely invested in it with mind, body, and soul. And I think when you do that, man, the production and the content creates itself. Because you're coming from if I'm correct, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you're coming from a fan's point of view of your love of wrestling and you're just trying to incorporate into a business that it can shine on its own. So, hey,
Exactly.
yeah, I dig it. So, what are your kind of your fondest memories that kind of got you that wrestling bug that just bit you, and you're like, I'm hooked. I can't let it go now.
Oh man, gosh, probably the first time that I actually went to a live show. And I'm gonna throw some names out. People may know, they may not, but Mark Youngblood, Wahoo McDaniels, Ivan Koloff, Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. The atmosphere. Those guys were just larger than life, and I was like, you know what, man, this is real to me, and it hooked me, and I've been hooked ever since. And I don't think I'll ever let go either.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with letting it go, man.
No, man.
It's weird because it's growing up, because I'm an attitude era baby. All right. And it was almost that stigma, like you kind of don't let people know you watch wrestling, but then again, it's like wrestling leaks out to the rest of society on its own organically.
Yeah.
It's like you have no choice but to kind of integrate with wrestling. It's funny because I saw something the other day, because I'm a big sports guy as well. I'm looking at how much wrestling influences a lot of everything else sports related. Like, are you seeing the same trend that I am?
Exactly. And it's funny you say that, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and Dutch Mantel was talking to Ron Fuller. And the fact of the matter is, Ron got out of wrestling and bought a hockey team. Mm-hmm. And he's actually the first one to bring like the music and the live introductions to the hockey matches. They weren't doing that before. And, it just caught on, and it buzzed, and that came from wrestling. So whether people want to admit it or not, it influences every sport that there is, because you got egos, you got attitudes, you've got that, well, we're going to be the best mentality, we're showmen. Break it down, it's wrestling.
Yeah. And that's why I 100% agree, because it's literally taking the showmanship and the entertainment factor, and it gives you that element of, oh man, this guy's building a character. Like,
exactly.
And it's crazy, because it's funny you say that about the interests and things like that. You see the teams kind of have like their own little interests coming to either the football field or basketball court or anything like that. They got their theme music. Exactly. You go to the arena, they got their video package playing while they introduce it. And I'm like, I've been to plenty of live shows. I've been to plenty live events. Yes, strictly 100% a wrestling thing, and it's almost like wrestling is the stepchild that nobody wants to acknowledge, but it's always there.
Exactly. It's like it's the friend you want to keep in the closet, I guess you can say, and you only break it out when you see your other friends are into it. And then you're like, oh, hey man, I'm a wrestling fan too.
Oh, so. You like wrestling too?
Yeah, you know who that guy is. Yeah, me too. So yeah.
It's funny you say that, and I'm sorry if I'm getting off topic. I was down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I saw a guy walk by with an NWO shirt, and all I did was, too sweet. He looked up. He was like, yeah, too sweet. So it's like you get that unspoken camaraderie amongst wrestling fans out, and even in public. Exactly.
They know exactly what you mean, and it's like hey, nobody else may know, but it's a bond between you and the other person that does.
No doubt. But speaking of bonds, so is that kind of one of the main reasons why you started RCR, just to build those bonds and kind of make those memories that you probably want to recreate on a regular basis amongst wrestling fans in that area?
Exactly. I mean, I said this a long time ago, and I made this statement to a couple of guys. If I can ever give someone the excitement that wrestling's gave to me, if I can only give half of that to them, then I feel like I've accomplished something, because I know what wrestling meant for me. It was there for me through some hard times, man, because my dad had a rare blood disease, and he had no arms and legs. So that was our 605 on the TV, man, and going to the shows and pay-per-views. That was our time, man, and those were fond memories for me. And I just want people to be able to experience what I experienced with it.
Hey, that's dope. I appreciate that, man. I can definitely get behind creating, I guess you would say nostalgic or sentimental connections with the sport, because I think every wrestling fan has that moment where they like, wrestling, kind of grabbed me emotionally in that point in time, and I forever just can never forget about it. So let me ask you this. Excuse the weather. We getting a bad little weather storm out this way, but what do you hope to achieve with this first event, and hopefully that it could catapult into other events with inauguration?
Man, well, obviously I want a sold out crowd, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Honestly, man, this first show, and I'll be honest with you, we're 1 week away. I've been losing a lot of sleep here lately, but I'm really only 12, but I've aged over the years, so no. But man, I really just want this to be, I guess the catapult of when people leave. Not only when the fans leave, but when the guys in the back leave, and they say, you know what, RCR is special. We want to be with them for a long time to come. We've already got 3 shows booked for the year. We've got September, October, and November booked.
Nice.
We're taking December off because I'm a big proponent of family comes first.
Okay, that's
and
dope.
So these guys need to be with their families through the Christmas times and everything like that. So we're already booking into 2024, man. We're not playing around with this. We're taking this very, very serious. So
Nice.
Like I say, it's just not something that got thrown together overnight. So
yeah, it sounds like you're very meticulous and thought worthy in every move that you make. And so now that you're starting to get booked up into 2024, is there a way down the line that you see RCR starting to travel amongst the Southeast territories?
Well, we're probably just going to keep it North Carolina based for now. But you never know, man. You never know. We're working on. We're probably just gonna, and we're open to going anywhere in North Carolina for sure. We're not just gonna say, hey, we're running in Lenoir, we're running in whatever. We're open to going anywhere. And actually, I got to give Moses credit, man. He's working on a few things for us to come out towards the Raleigh area. So I got to give him credit on that. But yeah, no, man, we're open to going and. We'll see what happens, but traveling to other states, it gets a little tricky, especially when you go into a state where you have to have a license, so all your guys have to be licensed and everything like that. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So kind of peel that curtain back right now is like, obviously, you're hands on with a lot of things that are putting this show together and many shows in the future together. So, like, kind of give us a day in the life of independent wrestling company owner Jimmy. Like, give us peel that curtain back. Like, obviously you kind of saying you starting to lose a little bit less sleep leading up to this monumentous event. So kind of peel the curtain back on what's it like to be owner of an independent wrestling company.
Well, if anybody tells you it's not stressful, they're lying. Hey, man, let's face it. Whether you sell 1 ticket or 100 tickets, the bill's got to be paid.
True.
But typically my day starts early in the morning. I'm on the computer about all day long, promoting, talking to sponsors, just working out arrangements, trying to get, make sure all your chairs are there, make sure the ring's there on time, working out the concession stands. There's, honestly, it's just looking at budget numbers all day long. Hey, can I take money from here and move it to here? Or, it's so, like I said, I'm looking at this from a business, but I'm also looking at it from an aspect of this is something I love to do. And I think if you're going to grow in a business, you got to love what you do.
True. Because otherwise when you start feeling like it's a job.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, time to walk away. Time to walk away for sure. So let's actually real quick before we get to the actual event. I just want to ask a couple of questions, like you know, the wrestling fan inside of you. Kind of give me your thought process on the state of wrestling right now, whether it's the independent scene or the main scene. Kind of give me your thought processes on where is it going and how much do you care for it?
I got to be honest with you. I don't watch a lot of mainstream wrestling now. I think really and truthfully, when AEW started, man, it had that Nitro feel. You know, the first show had that Nitro feel, and then somewhere along the way, man, they just lost their way, and now it's just kind of, it's on. If I flip through, I may watch a match, and I may not. You know, the independent scene is really hot right now, especially in the North Carolina area and as well as all over the place. But there's a lot of guys out there right now in the indies that people are looking over that should be working on TV right now. You know, I've been in the locker room because I used to ref as well. And so, you know, I've been in the locker room with a lot of guys, and you look at them and you think, why is AEW or WWE or Impact not looking at these guys? Well, you know, why are they not getting a chance? And man, there's just a lot of hidden talent right now. So right now, for me, independent wrestling and old school wrestling is really what I'm into. I really don't keep up with mainstream much anymore because, you know, it's kind of lost its direction. And you have those ups and downs with wrestling, but right now it's just kind of in a direction that I don't care for.
Hey, I understand, and that's the reason why I asked, because you know, as in in this wrestling community that we live in, this bubble that we live in, fans can be critical. Very, we all got our own different opinions on what we like, what we don't care for. So, hey, I just had to ask. So, yeah. You said something right there just a moment ago. You said there's a lot of talent that's getting overlooked. So, hey man, put us on game. Get us hip. Give us a few names that you are just oozing about. But like, yo, I hope that I can work with this fella or lady, and they can create magic here at RCR. But they definitely belong on a TV screen somewhere. So give us a couple of names.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, I worked with Cam Jackson. He was trained by George South. Man, this guy he's awesome. And he should be on TV. A lot of the guys, and I'm not just saying this because they're on my show, man. There's a lot of the guys on our show that they have the talent to be anywhere. You know, Zach Daniels, Jacob Ryan. Actually, Corey Etzel, who was on our show, was with WWE. He had a developmental deal with WWE for a while, and so he was there through like the lower nightish years a little bit. So he's experienced it, and but man, we got a lot of guys, and there's a lot of ladies. I come in contact with a young lady. Her name is Samantha. Her name is Sam Street. She's actually an NCAA champion in soccer, and she is a phenomenal talent. And why someone hasn't scooped her up to put her in a women's division is beyond me. I don't understand it, because one, she's a great athlete. Two, she's an honest soul, and you don't find that a lot in a locker room anymore. She's just, you see what you get, and she's honest and she's real, and she should be on TV right now.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Hey, hopefully this will be the many episodes or interviews between in the four corners of wrestling and RCR. So hey, we're going to definitely keep tabs on some of the names that you've been dropping for sure. So let's get to inauguration. Like, I know you're excited. I know.
Yeah. I can't contain my. I really, and it's like I told you earlier, man. And it's just, I can't. I'm just extremely excited about what the future holds.
Yeah. I could feel the excitement. I felt the excitement when I talked to Moses. So kind of give us this, give us this thought process as where you're at in how great you're feeling of all the work that you put in, and you're literally on the cusp of this event going down.
Yeah, man. So I feel, well, let me rephrase that. There's days when I feel like, why am I doing this? And then there's days when I feel like, man, this is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. But we're working with a radio station in the Lenoir area called Kicks 103, and they're actually doing a giveaway for us, and they're running 144 ads for us. When I met with the guy at the radio station, we told him what our goal was, 200 people. He said we can easily get you 400. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But man, really and truthfully, man, it's just the card that we have put together, man, is just a stacked card from front to back. Any match could easily be a main event anywhere on any show. It's just going to be a great show. And I just, I can't tell people enough how much that I really feel like I think I have one of the best locker rooms in independent wrestling. And I'll state that across the board, period. I think the guys that I have in my locker room are sincere, they're workers, and they want to make themselves better and RCR better each and every time we show up. So,
and kind of speak on that real quick. How important is it to have a locker room with a great atmosphere, and how it translates to the product that you put out there in the ring? Kind of give us a peel back on that.
Well, man, it's definitely important when you have all the guys in the back that, everybody that's in wrestling considers each other. They say brother, that's the big word, brother.
Yeah.
But no, it is so beneficial when every guy in the back is able to work together. They don't always have to see eye to eye, but when they're come out to the ring, the only thing they have on their mind is, entertaining the people. They're not worried about what's going on in their life. They're not worried about what some guy might have said to them in a locker room. They just want to entertain and do their best for the people. And, they're willing to do, what's asked of them. And the fact that, hey, let's face it, everybody has this, I guess a lot of people have this grand idea that, wrestlers just show up and they wrestle and they go home, but there's a lot of work to it. Somebody's got to set the ring up. Somebody's got to set the arena up. And then, these guys are doing it. They're there early, they're there late, and they never question why, because it's their path. This is what they love to do. And, I'm glad to surround myself with a bunch of great people.
Man, that's dope. That's dope. So just a few names that are on this card. You got Tyler Aiken, Venom, Jacob Ryan, Baby Lotion Brown. I've seen some of his work. He's a quite interesting fella. Corey Edsel, Aaron Jones. You got Cynic, Zach Daniels, Luca Daniels that you mentioned before, and of course, a great friend to the show, Moses Ireton. So a couple of these matchups. Obviously, you got Luca Daniels going to be taking on Tyler Aiken. What are you looking forward to in that matchup?
Man, I tell you, that matchup is going to be probably, that thing's going to be great from bell to bell. These guys are so talented. Man, it's hard to even describe. I mean, that's just how good they are. That's how good they are. I think it's just going to be a great match. It's going to be a wrestling match. Mm-hmm. You're going to see holds. You're going to see wrestling. It's going to be entertaining. I can put it that way.
Nice. And then, of course, friend of the show, Moses Ireton, he's going to be taking on Ecstatic, man. And those who haven't seen Moses's work, man, he's a very athletic big man. So
absolutely,
he's doing some very power moves. So what are you looking forward to seeing what Moses brings against Ecstatic?
Well, that match is actually will be for the number one contender. Whoever wins that match will automatically become the number one contender to whomever wins the RCR title. And honestly, with Moses, and the way I know Moses is going to do whatever Moses can do to make sure he wins that match, whether it's good or bad. Mm-hmm. Moses can outpower pretty much anybody he wants to. Like you said, he is a big man with a lot of athletic ability, and he can do some things that you would not think a big guy can do. but he's also a little shady as well. So he likes to throw around the fact that he owns a lot of banks and he's not afraid to use that money. So I got a feeling he's going to do whatever he can. And I got a feeling that when he puts his hands on Ecstatic, Ecstatic's going to give him a great match. Don't get me wrong. And any moment, Ecstatic could turn that around on him. So, but I got a feeling Moses is going to do whatever it takes to win. Yeah.
You could never discredit a man that will literally throw his money and his weight around. Just
exactly.
Hey, you know what, Jimmy, man, I can't lie, man. This has been a phenomenal interview. I've enjoyed every moment of it. And on behalf of 613 Faye Productions in the Four Corners of Wrestling, man, we wish RCR nothing but the greatest success, not just at inauguration, but in the future, going into 2024, hell, 2025, 2026. We hope that you guys are around for a long time. And we hope that, hey, it just doesn't stick to North Carolina. Man, I'm speaking into an existence. You guys are going to take over the whole Southeast. I'm speaking it into existence, my brother, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate that.
No doubt. It's just because I know the character of people like Moses, and you have been phenomenal. I can feel the energy. I can feel the good vibrations coming off of you. So I look again. I wish you all nothing but the success. But one more time for the viewers, for the listeners, drop all the information that you want of September 30th. RCR presents inauguration. Go ahead.
So September the 30th, RCR inauguration, Lenoir, North Carolina at the American Legion Hall. Tickets are adults $8, 6 to 11 $5, and kids under 5 and under, of course, free. First 50 people through the door are going to get a commemorative keychain to commemorate the night. We got a huge card. We're going to crown our first ever RCR American Heavyweight Champion. Got a great main event. No disqualification. Got to be a winner. We don't know. It could end up in the streets. We don't know. And I know that Cynic and Venom have a lot of history with Baby Lotion Brown and ASAP, and that's going to be a fight, no doubt about it. There won't be much wrestling. That's going to be a fight. So I just hope they don't tear the building down because I've got to pay for it. So
no doubt. Don't cost the boss the money.
Exactly.
Don't cost them money.
I'll take it out of their paychecks.
I love it. Jimmy, man, what a pleasure it's been, man. Hey, please tap in with RCR Redemption Championship Rasslin and all their social media platforms. We'll have it posted down here in the description. Tap in with them. Make sure if you are in the Lenoir, North Carolina area, September 30th, go get your ticket and keep your eyes open because they got more shows coming October, November, and all into 2024. So on behalf of In the Four Corners of Wrestling, 613 Faye Productions, throw them fours up, throw them quads down. It's been a pleasure. 613 Faye Productions. Check us out on YouTube. Got a lot of great content from sports. The Ladies of Facts are back. And of course, we got all your wrestling contact need. Anyway, Wildcard Mar, the owner of RCR, Jimmy, we out of here. God bless.